Okay, so hey, it's been a while, so let me get a video out there. So I just watched the national debate, and I can officially say I'm probably a little bit worried for our country, especially in the COVID times, the shifting times. Um, I'm not, and just so clear, I'm not bipartisan to any party at all. I was actually looking for the most intelligent answers and looking for some direction or some information on actualities. Like I know part of the manifesto is painting that picture so that everybody say, "Whoa, look at these great plans," and you kind of have to look through it and decide what are the realistic goals that they can achieve. But I'm not sure if it was me alone, but there are a couple of people that I think should not have been on the debate tonight. Dr. Clark, a PNP, you made a very bad decision here. Yeah, his answers, he was not ready for that conversation at all. He was probably more concerned about bickering with Dr. Tufton for some reason, versus laying out the PNP manifesto plans and how they plan to make most of them reality from the doctor point perspective. And then when I heard his perspective on mental health as a doctor, that's almost scary. There's no way to determine that majority of mental health come from substance abuse. Most of the cases are really unique. Um, that's why anybody that did mental health, most of them will tell you that no one is the same. So that was from that perspective. I was a little bit skeptic of what he was going to say after that. So PNP missed totally. Lisa, I don't think you did a bad job, but again, you spent a lot of time looking caught up, even from your body language, your gestures. You seem like you're more there for argument versus a debate. Um, a lot of walking, a lot of puffing, even when you look on your shoulders, you look very tense, like you wanted to fight. So, I mean, you really let me down on that perspective. You're one of the persons that I was actually looking forward to hearing. But for the matters that you touched on, yeah, I think you did a very good job. But I think you're a little bit out of character because I really expected your conversation to be one of the more on point one, especially that you're one of the younger candidates, so you can more appeal to the younger crowd. So I was a little bit taken back by that. Raymond was also somebody that I'm not gonna say was on the top of my list to hear, but just based on interactions and kind of following his page and that he sounds like a fairly intelligent young man, but a little bit dramatic sometimes. I was looking and listening for the dramatics, and so said, so done. I think he was waiting for the quick ad libs to come back versus having a structured debate. A lot of his conversation was just a lot of big words, especially his explanations or his laying out of any plans. I think he just laid out a lot of big words without actually laying out any plan, and that was scary. And he spent majority of his time talking about the 18 years that PNP was in power. We understand framework and groundwork, and they laid it out, and the JLP may have stole some of the framework and building on it now. The reality of us Jamaicans, especially the poor people, I mean, we don't care. We're looking to see who can take what we have now and build on it to get better. So, from that perspective, I don't think he was a good person for that debate either. He was a little bit too caught up in the past. Yeah, nostalgia is great, but um, yeah, we're trying to see what can happen in 2021 to 2024. We already know what took place since the 58 years of independence. And yeah, I mean, the hang up on the insignia is a good move, but I think showing financial independence and even a stronger medical system, a stronger economy is a little bit more important. I mean, the aim is to be financially independent, not look financially independent. And running down insignia first, I think, sends the wrong message. So, yeah, PNP miss. Floyd Green. For the most part, I even forget that Floyd Green was even a part of the debate. Um, so, it was very forgettable, first of all. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to even remember any of the matters that he touched on because it was really like just a space filler. Um, no, no, can't remember. Not at all. Young lady, can't remember her name from JLP. Um, she spoke eloquently, but you can see that Lisa Hannah had her baffled. For some reason, she seemed a little bit intimidated by Lisa Hannah presence. So when anybody else was talking, she was cool. But once she was responding to Lisa Hannah, you could hear it in her voice. She was racing her words, there's some baffling. Um, and then at some point, she turned out and wanted to do. I still remember her name. I just can't remember her name right now. She at some point in time she turned out and wanted to do this back and forth thing with PNP. The one thing she won't win, the ad lib, the back and forth. The Raymond and Lisa just way too quick. So all of her little comebacks and her little propaganda thing them was utterly hilarious and pointless. They really didn't have the impact that she wanted. She should have stuck to her point. Because she brought across some really good points, you know. But then again, she never know how to elaborate properly because I think she used the way she spoke on some of them, she spoke about it so that, you know, like people in the upper league, upper echelon that speak in those circles will understand it. But you have to break that down to so some of those poor people can understand what you're saying, man. Because we understand compressed gas and electricity, but how is that going to come into play? Because really and truly, when you look on Jamaica right now, infrastructure is barely built out to support electric vehicles. So you're telling me that we're going to spend a bag of money to build out our electric infrastructure so that we can have electric JUTC vehicles now? Great. And then that's where the Raymond jumped in. Oh, it needs to be changed from JUTC to JNTC. I mean, the name is of no relevance. Right now, the important thing is the network where it cover. So again, he was just too waiting for the little smart quips and quirks versus having relevant information to add to the conversation. Dr. Tufton, you can see that Raymond step on his toe because he was okay leaving out information. At some point, he wanted to back and forth with Dr. Clark about Jodie and Ferran, which I found to be very disrespectful, especially based on the situation in her passing. God bless her soul. But both of them were disrespectful. He was calling him out for being disrespectful while doing the same thing, using her as an example, like he's not a person where the family's still feeling and looking into it. So both of them, that was a little bit embarrassing, especially coming from doctors. I don't know, you thought would have known better about that situation. Um, and then Dr. Toaston, I don't know, he seemed not very informed. Like his references to the manifesto were not very detailed. He couldn't point to any pages or any specific facts. He just kept talking manifesto. So I don't even think he was prepared for this one. That's why I think he left the young, again, I need to remember her name. He left her to do most of the talking. But all in all, yeah, very disappointing debate. I don't think we were able to touch or clarify anything that both of them shared in the manifesto. Um, as a matter of fact, it turned out to be more of a this is what I did already versus what I'm going to do in the future. So just heads up. You can tell me what you feel about it because maybe I just read into it wrong. And again, it's just my personal opinion. Just trying to see how anybody has interpreted the debate. But for me, it was kind of sad, pointless, especially in this COVID time. I thought it would be a lot more insightful and informative debate. But you can tell me how you feel about it.